gosh, I was so ready for you to be the same as everyone.
But I'm not the same as everyone.
What does it all mean? Guys, it's Saturday and we're just about to go out in the world and take care of a few things. We've got a bunch of things on our list that we want to do today. We're gonna look at another car. So that's one of the big things that we're doing, but then a couple of small things along the way. And I just got ready and I am at the point, I'm 13 weeks now, like 13 weeks and 3 days. I'm definitely at the point where I don't want to have anything to do with jeans. I know it's probably early to be at that point, but today, Luna bean casserole. Are you gonna be okay? But that's just where I am, and I've just been living in leggings and stretchy stuff and just being super comfortable and really just being home. But today I wanted to like put on an outfit, and jeans were just off the table for me today. Maybe I'll warm up to that idea, maybe like maternity jeans later on, but I don't feel like I'm big enough to like consider that either. I'm in a weird spot at the moment, but I put on this outfit. Let me show you. Oh no, it's kind of dark. I hope you can see what's going on. I put on this outfit. I love this sweater. It is so comfy and it's so cute. And it's like a little bit cropped, but it's just kind of like the perfect length to go with something that's high-waisted. And I put on this skirt that I've had forever. And this is a skirt that's always kind of been like a little bit big on me in the waist, but in a comfy way. And I am definitely stretching this skirt to the limit. And I don't know, is this an okay look? I think it is cute. I do think this outfit works, but I'm gonna change because it's actually a little bit cooler outside than I anticipated, and we might be outside a little bit more than I would like in a skirt like this, you know? So I just wanted to show you this skirt, this whole outfit, because I feel like you can see my little growing bump a little bit more. I showed it on my story yesterday and so many people responded. They're like, that is not just necks, that is a baby. We can see it. So I feel like the world can see it. Well, probably because you know. I don't know if anyone else will just like look at me on the street and be like, that girl's pregnant. You know, we should not be making assumptions like that. But I'm excited. I was just excited seeing myself in this outfit and feeling how different this skirt fits now. Okay, I'm out of breath. I'm gonna change. All right, I'm ready. Obviously, slight change of plans here. I put on these pants that I feel like you guys have seen me in about 100,000 times at this point since I got them a few months ago. They've definitely become a favorite, obviously. They're just so comfy. I love the print. I love how flattering they are, how high-waisted they are. I love the flares. They are just so cute to me. And if I could have these pants in like every material, every print, I would totally do that. I'm always looking around. I got these from ASOS and they're from the tall section, but I think they have regular petite versions also. If I can find them, I will put them in the description down below. I can't recommend these pants enough because they are so comfy. More comfy than leggings in my opinion. And then I switched out this sweater for the gray one. It's pretty similar to the other one. And if I can find this one, I'll link it too. And then of course, the good old boots. I actually took the little jewel thing off the ankle because obviously don't really need it when I've got flares like this. All right, let's go. It's so foggy today. Yeah, I've never seen it like that. All right, so first stop of the day, we're at the hospital. I actually did not know this was gonna be a part of our day, but Grant just said it was gonna be super quick. He's just visiting a couple of people that are here, and I've just been sitting here watching the Frenemies podcast, and it is totally deserted in this little lobby area. All right, so we're on to our next stop, and we are heading to the Toyota dealership, and then also, I'm pretty sure we're going to the Kia dealership.
Yep.
I didn't know we were gonna do the Toyota thing. The last time we talked about shopping for cars, I told you guys I like a Toyota. I've had Toyotas for a long time now. I feel like they're very dependable and they don't require a lot of maintenance, or they just basically, from my experience, they just haven't been very fussy. The only thing that really matters to me in a car is that it's reliable and it goes when I need it to go. Like, I just want to get from here to there and not have like a bunch of issues along the way, and that's definitely been my experience with having Toyotas. So of course I'm totally open to looking at the options that they have. After test driving that last car that I included in the vlog, I don't know, a couple of vlogs ago, I was definitely very enchanted with all the new like fancy features that were in that car. And I've definitely never had any of that stuff in any of the cars that I've had in the past, like even like backup camera, like nothing, like none of that stuff. So I am very interested in that. It's really cool to learn about all of that stuff. Do I need it? No. Would it be nice to have? Of course. So I'm open to everything. I think we're already almost here. Okay. All right, let's see what they got. All right, already just looking at it before talking to the guy about it or anything, definitely looks like it has less bells and whistles on it, but it's a good size. It's got 3 rows. All right, we're on to our second dealership. I'll tell you about what happened at the last place like later when we get home probably. It did not go well. All right, we're about to go on our next test drive. We got high hopes. This one has like a very, very, very light interior, which makes me nervous. But overall, it seems pretty cool. You ready for the ride of your life?
Ride together, die together.
Uh-oh. We're about to drive everyone in the neighborhood to school. Grant's trying to relax over here after the ride of his life. You want to steal this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salty caramel.
Salted caramel sounds good, and chocolate chunk sounds good.
Just the classic.
Yeah.
We'll
Can't go wrong, dude. All right, we just got done at the 3rd dealership of the day. I don't think I even got a clip of that one because we're actually going back and revisiting the first car that we test drove a couple of weeks ago. We still really like that one. Honestly, we feel like we've almost made a decision, but we weren't close enough to actually buy and have that whole like numbers conversation and stuff. Plus it's 7 o'clock and I'm hungry and I'm ready to eat. And since we're in this area of town, like kind of far out from where we live, I decided we should go to, I don't know if you can see in the background. You can't see in the background. BJ's. We don't live near a BJ's. I don't know what it is. I don't know what triggered it, but in the last week we were watching something with like a lot of avocado, and it made me want the avocado egg rolls they have as an appetizer at BJ's so bad. Also a Pizookie. I don't know if they have BJ's everywhere. Is it like an everywhere thing, like Chili's?
So. I thought so.
Okay. Hopefully you can relate to the love that I have for these egg rolls and Pizookies. I've been talking about it all week. We're making it happen. Right now we're in like the little curbside pickup lane and we just ordered online. There's like a line out the door at BJ's right now. Like there's tons of people waiting outside right now. Like obviously not gonna be any part of that. I'm just so excited for this. And I'm so hungry already.
Fast as our little beacon area.
I've never been so excited for BJ's in my life. And we don't live around a lot of chains. Like there is a like Chili's pretty close to us and like Chick-fil-A, like fast food kind of stuff. But these kind of chains, we don't really get to be around them very much. So we have to take advantage.
Every opportunity.
Seize the day.
Seize it.
How do you feel about car shopping?
It's such an awful experience.
Yeah, it's hard.
So I'm glad we didn't try to talk numbers, and like I feel like we need to have more of a strategy coming in about what we really want, and we gotta finalize which car we want.
We still have to tell you about the debacle the first dealership was. I mean, it wasn't a debacle. I don't want to talk it up that much. We can talk about it after we eat, because
that was the craziest car buying experience I've ever had.
And we were only there for like 15 minutes.
It seemed like an hour. Oh my god.
It was really bad. We'll talk about it after we eat. Maybe we'll be in a more level-headed space.
Yeah, maybe.
It was bad though. All right, we're finally back home and ready to feast. Everything looks and smells so good, especially, well, I don't know if these really look good. I don't think they really travel well, and we did have to travel home, but I know these are gonna be good. All right, it's time for the grand finale. We went with the chocolate chunk. Pretty sure it's the classic. I haven't had one of these in so long, and I'm so ready.
You here for it?
Yes. I'm present.
That's good Pazook.
Mr. Brown, Mr. White, is the blood.
All right, it's Sunday. It's actually Sunday afternoon and we're starting in the kitchen. Look at that. That's our baby. That's both of our babies. We got Luna from Halloween for a few years ago, and then all of our ultrasound pictures. We're doing a slow cooker Sunday recipe. I'm bringing it back. We haven't done one in a while, and today we are doing one that Grant requested, and it's slow cookered creamy tortellini spinach and chicken soup. Okay, apparently this is like the hot Reddit recipe according to Grant. We did the like viral TikTok feta pasta a couple of weeks ago. That was really good. Definitely, you know, a little step up from the Mexican spaghetti last week, but I think this one's gonna be really good. I have almost all of my ingredients ready. It's a slow cooker recipe, so super easy. You kind of just dump it in. But right now what we need to do is saute our onions and garlic. It's a lot. Ooh. It got in my nose. I'm never the person that like cries when I cut onions. I think maybe because I have contacts, I've heard that that can kind of influence it, but it was like in my nose very intensely. Maybe that's a pregnancy thing, I don't know. All right, Grant has been helping me prepare the sausage that's gonna go in. And this is a modification of the recipe. I'll put the link in the description down below if you wanna check it out, but he learned some things from Reddit, from the comments, saying you should saute this. So we've got a lot of tomatoes, we've got chicken broth, we've got Italian sausage, spices, flour, a couple more things I need to measure to get ready, and we're just gonna put it all in here, obviously. All right, just kidding. Grant has several modifications to add. Maybe I'll copy and paste the different steps that we're incorporating with the link.
Secret recipe.
It's not even our recipe. It's from Reddit.
No,
so
no.
Grant, we're not keeping secrets.
Yes,
we love these people. Sometimes I have to remind him. We don't even know if it's gonna be good yet. Do you like how Grant does this? He just kind of takes over the recipe even when I'm trying to do it.
Well, you can do the dumping in part. If you ask for help, I'm taking it over, dude.
The only thing I asked him to do was to cut the chicken, which turned out didn't even really need to be cut. And then he started cooking the sausage, and then
Sausage
just took over from there. But it's mainly because he didn't want me to go by the recipe, and he's trying to keep secrets. You're not gonna save it till the end?
Yeah.
You're blowing it,
These
dude.
ingredients are graduating now.
All right, we're actually gonna do this entire jug of chicken broth. Gasoline on the fire. We have some petite diced tomatoes. You in the splash zone, dude.
That's where I live.
No one needed to know that. Here's our little add-on. Grant was very excited to add sausage to the mix. Any way we can add more meat, we're doing it.
Oil.
Oil, we gotta do the oil. You don't have to hide it. All right, and we're gonna go ahead. Because of our time constraints, we're gonna do high for 3 hours. All right, so we've got that cooking, and the next thing that I want to get started on, because it's something I've never made before, it shouldn't be too hard, but it needs time to cool, and I need to make like whipped cream to top it once it is cooled and all of that. And I've never made it before, so I don't really know how long it takes. I'm gonna be making banana pudding, and specifically I'm gonna be making my mom's banana pudding, but really she didn't have a recipe for it. I guess because it's so easy. She just gave me her recipe for the vanilla pudding. That is actually from that super old Better Homes and Gardens recipe book that I showed you guys way back. It's from like, I want to say the 50s. I'm definitely wrong about that, but she gave me some pointers. We were texting about it yesterday. I've been wanting this for a while. I don't know, does this count as like a pregnancy craving? I'm not really sure, because basically I see something and I'm just like, that sounds so good to me. But almost everything I see sounds really good to me. There are very few things that I just have no interest in eating. One thing that I wouldn't say I have like a food aversion to, because it doesn't make me feel sick or nauseous or throw up or anything like that, but Quest bars. Quest bars, Quest cookies. I used to eat a Quest bar basically every day for a snack just because it's sweet, yummy. It's kind of like a candy bar, but it's like maybe a little bit more healthy and you get more protein out of it. And we always have them around because Grant likes them too and eats them really frequently. And since I got pregnant, I just have no interest. It's like when it's snack time, no, I want like guacamole, I want an apple and peanut butter. I just want any other kind of thing that is not a Quest bar. And I actually ate one the other day and I almost like didn't get through it because I was just like, this is just not good to me. And I have no idea why, because I mean, they taste fine if you like that kind of thing. You know, I know plenty of people don't like that stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. We're gonna make banana pudding, and I actually tried to get vanilla wafers at Whole Foods just because it was convenient. We were already there because Grant was dropping off an Amazon return, and you know, obviously, maybe not obvious. It wasn't completely obvious to me when I thought, oh, well, I'll just like pick up the stuff that I need when we're there. I didn't think about how they would not have just straight up like vanilla wafers. They're organic vanilla wafers. I haven't tried one yet. We just opened it up. They're like all broken. Thank you so much. Oh, I just spilled them. And I want to try one. They're probably fine. They're good. They're fine. All I need it to do is soften up. And if it does that, we'll be good. Okay, so the main thing that I need to do is start on my vanilla pudding, but first I'm going to line my little pie plate with the cookies. All right, our cookies are looking good, and now we're gonna move on to the pudding, and first adding the sugar. Next up, I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Number 2, whoops. Next up, we've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna mix that up first. And now we're adding 2 cups of milk. And then I have 2 slightly beaten egg yolks. Now we're gonna start cooking. And the main piece of advice she gave me is to cook low and slow and just keep stirring it. All right, so now that my pudding has been boiling and bubbling for about 2 minutes, definitely it took a while to actually get there. Now I'm gonna add in my butter. I'm also adding in, oops, my vanilla. A lot of vanilla. I know there are a lot of recipes out there that use instant pudding, and obviously that would be a lot easier, but I really love my mom's banana pudding, and this is the way she makes it, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we want this to be hot when we put it in the pie plate, so gotta kind of act fast, and I'm gonna slice up my bananas and get them layered in. All right, I've got my bananas in place, and now I'm gonna pour on my warm pudding. And one of the tips my mom gave me is to add some parchment paper on top. I tore mine really horribly. But the reason why you do this is because the pudding can get kind of like a skin on it. That sounds disgusting. Don't really want that. So just lay it flat on there while it's cooling in the refrigerator. I covered most of it. That's probably good enough, right? All right, so joining Grant on the couch. The banana pudding is in the works. Grant has been planted here for most of today doing research on car buying. There is a whole world of car buying guru type people on YouTube making a full-on successful career out of giving people tips on how to best like negotiate, just like cut through all the crap and everything. I'm reminded that we totally did not pick back up last night. I was so exhausted after we ate dinner, and so we didn't tell you about how poorly that first dealership went. And really the whole reason was the salesperson. He was just kind of a slime ball all around, and we kind of felt attacked. It was just kind of like every negative element of the car buying experience all rolled into one, and it came at us real fast, and it was almost like, I don't know, it felt like kind of confrontational, and it was just uncomfortable. And we did get to go on a test drive, but I don't know. It was just like a turn off in general. We were just like, wow, we don't really feel like we even got a fair shot at that car. Because really one of the biggest problems was he didn't know anything about the car. Like I kept asking questions and he's like, it has everything. Like he just wasn't being super helpful.
Well, and it was just like, it's very clearly inexperienced. Like we got there's like 15 of them milling around outside the dealership. Yeah, there's
tons of people out there and it just kind of looked like, oh my gosh, we're swimming up to the sharks right now.
Most of them don't have masks on. They like approach the car, like block the car before we even can get into a spot. Like, what are you here for? What's going on?
And we're like, Grant said, are they closed? Like, he was like, there must be some kind of emergency situation.
There were so many people out front. It looked like there was a fire drill and people were just like waiting to go back inside.
Yeah.
So we get out and it's just like, clearly this is going to be the wrong guy. You can tell very young, not going to have sold a lot of cars. And it was just like downhill from the beginning. Guy wasn't wearing his, we had to ask him to put on his mask.
No, yeah, he had it pulled down and the people were outside. There were people wearing masks. Like I wouldn't even messed with it if no one was wearing masks, but he had his mask pulled down and we were outside and he immediately tried to like shake my hand. And it's just, obviously you want to be safe above everything, and sometimes in these situations safety and rudeness, or it's like it feels impolite to just be like, I'm not gonna shake your hand. Like, I'm pregnant, I'm trying to be as safe as possible. Like, we're doing everything we can to be safe while doing this process, and so far it's been really easy to be safe and everything because everyone is really courteous and like taking the precautions and everything. But this guy was just like full out, didn't have his mask up, and Grant was like, said it in the most polite way possible, and he was like, oh, so you guys don't wear masks around here. And because we were just like, to be kind of snarky, because it was just like, and he was like, this is not how you, I don't want you guys to be worried about me. It's not like we were talking to him a long time. Like, that was like the first thing that was said. It was just like, put your mask on, dude. Like, it's just, there's nothing that makes me more like, I don't know, it's just like kind of enrages me, like going out in public and just seeing so many people with their mask pulled down to here or pulled all the way down, and it's just like, why don't you care? Like, it's so easy. I don't want to like go off on masks right now, but that was like obviously the first red flag that like, this guy sucks. You know? But it just wasn't good, and he wasn't helpful, and it just felt weirdly confrontational once we actually were talking about the car.
Yeah, I kind of was like, oh, we should have looked this up. We were just in the area, so it was just like, oh. So it was just like, we just get there, it was like, oh, it's a mistake to be here. We finished the test drive and he's like trying to get us to look at other cars, and we're just like, no, those cars are too small. We don't want that. Yeah. Maybe we'll go and sit, like we can go sit on one. We don't want to spend more time with you on a test drive.
He was just being really pushy.
And then he was just like, well, and then he was just like, then it like just the bottom fell out. And it was like, we were just kind of trying to leave, and he's like, oh, you know, if you're interested, I can make you a crazy deal on this.
He kept saying a crazy deal.
I was like, oh, I can't, like, horrible mistake, dude. I cannot let you get away with just
throwing that out there.
So, because I'm like, well, what can you do? He was like,
because obviously you don't want to be the first one to say a number. He doesn't want to be the first one to say a number, because that's just not what you do.
Yeah, I'm fine saying a number, but it was just like,
well, but it was just that he kept going back to crazy. I'm gonna make you a crazy deal, and that's all he could say, nothing to back it up.
So I got tired of that, so I made like a crazy number.
So Grant came up with an actually crazy number.
And he was like, oh, that's pretty crazy.
And really, he was just like doing anything and everything, trying to say anything for us to come in and sit down and have a serious talk about it. But we weren't ready, and I don't know, we just like got a bad feeling from this guy from the first second. Both of us felt it. I mean, obviously the mask thing put you off on the wrong foot, but it was just everything he was saying, his whole general vibe. He kept calling Grant boss. Actually, the very first thing he said to us when we got out of the car, because he was like coming at the car immediately, he was like,
he's like boxing people out, like, oh, nobody get near these cars.
You guys are really tall. And it's just kind of an awkward thing. I could go on and on, because like every second of our interaction was just awkward and off-putting.
If you're a car salesman, don't be an old school weirdo. Just be like a normal person.
Yeah.
Talk to people like a normal person.
Yeah. He was like an old school, like kind of slimeball salesperson, but he was also really young. I mean, you win some, you lose some. After that, the next salespeople that we talked to were so nice, so easy to get along with, so cool. Like, I know all car salespeople aren't like that, but it was just like, oh wow, like for the first interaction of the day, you know, it just, we are gonna do things differently the next time we go out. We're gonna be making appointments, we're gonna be calling ahead and all of that. We've learned some things from the gurus on YouTube.
It was a learning experience. I guess I get sort of a weird pleasure from this process of like, because I just get really into like getting a good deal, and I'm probably too into that type of stuff.
Well, I think it's good that you really love to get into the research, and there are so many moving parts with buying a car and so many things to consider, and I like that you're into it and you want to like do the best you can, you know?
Well, like I like to keep cars a long time, so it's like I don't want to deal with
it takes hours and
months-long process of getting up to speed, finding the car, finding everything. It's like it's a real rigmarole. So.
Rigmarole.
I mean, it's probably good at that, because I would just be like, oh, maybe we get a new, maybe to trade this one and get a new one. It's, you know, it's
I'm glad it's not easier.
Fast and easy.
I'm kind of glad it's not an easier process, because Grant does like to shop quite a bit. Okay, let's not talk about cars anymore. There is this like challenge thing that I've seen going around, maybe TikTok, definitely on Instagram, and it's something physically that people say like guys can't do, but girls can. I don't think Grant has seen this before, but it's really simple. You've probably seen it before. So we have to go to the floor. Grant said that he's up for a physical challenge. And then you go down on all fours.
Okay.
Down like this. Cutesy. Toonie beans. You go here. And then tuna. Oh my gosh, hold on. And then all fours. And then we go down to elbows, and then we go to this. I want to get back on you, lovely. That's the best. Okay, tuna. Tuna. Okay, and then now you put your hands behind your back. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I fell! What the heck?
Was I supposed to fall?
Yes!
How?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, I was so ready for you to be the same as everyone.
But I'm not the same as everyone.
What does it all mean?
It's all that kettlebell exercise I did. That's like the exact set of muscles that we exercise.
Who's we?
Me and the kettlebells.
Okay, have you done this silly little challenge thing? Did you also fall? Are you a woman that fell like me? I feel like I should give you a 1-800 number. Did you fall during this TikTok challenge? I think it's because you were doing twerk moves.
I wasn't doing
as usual.
I showed you.
All right, back in the kitchen. Grant has not shut up about his victory on the TikTok meme. But
meme lord.
But right now we are ready to finish up this soup recipe. So what we need to do now is fish out the chicken breasts, and we're gonna cut it into smaller pieces. We're gonna add in our tortellini and our Parmesan, and also our, heavy whipping cream. I don't think I've ever made a slow cooker recipe with this slow cooker that is so huge that actually almost filled it up.
Above, like where you're supposed to have it. Okay.
Are we breaking the rules, breaking the law?
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
All right, so while that cooks for the last 10 minutes, I'm just gonna work on the whipped cream for the banana pudding. All right, so my recipe says to add in my sugar and my vanilla just before stiff peaks form. I kind of hate when recipes do that kind of stuff to you, where you're like, okay, well, how am I supposed to know it's just about to happen? But I think we're at that point, so we're just gonna go ahead with it. All right, our timer is going off for the soup, and I think we've arrived at stiff peaks. Here we go. My dreams come true. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back in the refrigerator while we have dinner. All right, we're finally ready to try the soup. It's not that soupy. You love it?
It's great.
It's a good, easy recipe and it's really tasty. All right, we're all done with dinner. It was so good. I definitely recommend the recipe. I'll put the link down below with all the modifications and stuff if I can get that from Grant. And now we are ready to try the banana pudding. I am really, really hoping this lives up to all my hopes and dreams because I've hyped this up in my mind a whole lot right now.
Round 2. Mmm. Mmm. It's delicious.
It's good. I did good. It worked.
It worked.
It worked. I had my doubts along the way.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, Grant was kind of like, Leanne, we need to stop making these weekly desserts because then we eat huge portions of dessert every single day.
Yep.
We took 1 week off. And I feel like this dessert, it's a lot smaller. It won't last as long. It's fruit, so it's healthy. And no, it's not healthy. I had to do it, okay? I mean, how do you get off of like a dessert addiction? We've been on a roll for quite some time, like since before I got pregnant.
Luna, you're a super into this.
You definitely cannot have it, girl. Okay, you know what we should be watching right now? The show we started last night.
Yeah, I was gonna turn it on after
2 Weeks to Live. We randomly started that show because we finished up watching Killing Eve. Very interesting, very good. And this show we just started last night, 2 Weeks to Live. Like the first 15 minutes, I almost checked out because it was so cheesy and Grant could tell. He like looked at me and he was like, we can turn it off because it was just so cheesy. Stuck it out, totally into it. And we watched like 3 episodes last night.
13 minutes of Michael K and then we'll turn it on.
Okay, Michael K first. All right, it's the end of the night. I feel like you can tell. I always feel horrible at the end of the night. I do feel like overall, like during the day, things are getting a little bit better. And from what I've heard, that's what happens to a lot of people. I didn't take a nap today. I didn't take a nap the day before. During the week, I did feel like I still needed a nap and stuff. And I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like I'm seeing things improve ever so slightly, except every single night I feel like crap. Like that is just like a staple in my life at this point. I don't know when that's gonna improve, but right now, feeling like garbage, definitely ready to go to bed. I really appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I never say that in my vlogs, but I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe to the channel, and I can see you guys next week. So thanks, I love you, bye.